Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I thought I would make something a little bit different and see how this works out. I'm basically going to be taking you along me making or like copying out the pattern for a new raincoat that I'm making, and I'm going to be making Zeus a little raincoat to match mine. So basically I use this magazine called GOODREADS. It's a German magazine originally. I think they have it everywhere in the world pretty much, but I will leave the link to their website down below so you can look for yourself. So basically you copy it out from this puzzle that they give you and you cut out your size in a different piece, just because you might want to use other pattern pieces that are here and they're all like mushed together. So I would not suggest that you cut straight from here. I would say copy it out to tissue paper. I'm not planning on making this straight away, but because it's going to be raining this week, I think, later this week, and I really want to make Zeus's coat. So what I'm thinking is of cutting out the pieces of this so that I know how much I have left over and I can use that to make Zeus's little raincoat. Hello, it's day 2 of this project. First of all, I'm very foggy today. Second of all, I just came back from the dentist, so I've got some local anesthetic that's gonna be wearing off. So if I'm talking funny, that's why. I'm gonna just have a little fun time cutting some fabric, and it's gonna be great. My fabric, I have like 5 meters of this stuff. It's, I think it's plastic. I'm not sure. Got some chalk and I'm ready to start. Hey, editing Olga here. You can't really see what I'm doing in this footage, so that's why I am explaining it to you. Essentially, the way this fabric came, it was folded in a weird way, and I like to cut my fabric right sides together like I am placing here. And with the way that I like to do it is that I like to fold it in half lengthwise, so that what I'm unrolling is actually the 5 meters and not the other size, which is 140. So what I'm doing is I'm folding the whole entirety of the fabric in half lengthwise, and then you can't really see it, but in the corner there I am now folding it up so that I can unroll it as I need it. This is also easier for me to store it in my shelves. But yeah, it just makes it easier to unroll. It makes it easier for me to cut. And this is my preferred method of doing this. If you ever want me to do a better demonstration, I can do that for you. hello again. So now I'm left with this pile of scraps that I have no idea what I'm going to do with, because what do I do with teeny tiny bits of plasticated cotton, you know? It's not like I can make a mask out of this because it's not really breathable. And it doesn't smell amazing, so. And I have this much left. So this is more than enough to make Zeus a raincoat. I find that this magazine that I use, normally they are a little bit more grady on the size of the fabrics that they ask, and they do not place the pattern pieces on the fabric in such a way that minimizes how much fabric you're using. They kind of just place it, and they don't really think about it, in my opinion. And what I like to do is I like to make sure that I use as much fabric, as little fabric of my roll as possible, so that I can actually use this stuff to make something else. But I do tend to buy more than they ask, just because it's always better to be safe than sorry, because if I do make a mistake and I need to cut another piece, then I have extra to do that. The other thing I would say is that the magazine requirements for the coat I'm making did ask for a fabric that was like 1.5 meters wide, but I bought one that was 1 in 40, just because that was the one that I found that I liked. Now I need to go and measure my dog and get him to cooperate so that I can draw out what I'm gonna need to make. Okay. Coisa. Então. Dona devia ter escrito. Espera 10 segundos. Aqui já. Foi. Anda cá. Fica direito. Zeus, anda cá. Anda cá. Anda cá. Zeus. I wasn't done. Zeus. Toma. Aqui. Anda. Anda. Anda cá. Aqui, Zeus. Aqui, Zeus. Toma. Anda cá. Anda cá. Zeus. Anda cá. Zeus, anda lá aqui. Venha lá aqui ao pé de mim. Gostou muito? Gostou muito? You'd think I poisoned him. He's so suspicious. I don't know where he gets it from. Anyway, I got my measurements. So I measured around his neck. That's 35 centimeters. Then I measured the size of his spine, I guess, which is 40 centimeters. Then I got around his chest, which is 60. Then around his midsection, which is 50. And then right at the hip kind of area, which was 40. What I'm thinking about doing is just a kind of oval, rounded off, not like a rounded off rectangle, just rounded on one side. I tie across the neck, kind of this area, and then tie across the chest under his armpits. And then I'm gonna make a little hood for him, which I still need to figure out like a pattern for that. But I'm gonna make their hood hopefully detachable, because I don't know if he's gonna like having the hood on. This is just like a raincoat, so his actual like collar, not collar, what do you call it? The thing that goes across his chest that we hook him up to, his leash to. I can't remember the word for that, but maybe editing I'll remember, and she will put it up here. But yes, so I'm gonna measure that and make sure that the little hole where we hook his leash onto is, there's going to be a hole for that in the raincoat, so that we can hook that in, because the raincoat that way doesn't have to be mega sturdy and like hold him. It just needs to be, keep him dry, I guess. Okay, this is hard to explain when I have foggy brain, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. And if not, then editing logo will help. So. Hello. God, my hair looks terrible. Anyway, it is day 3 of this sewing adventure, and today I'm going to be working on the little jacket for Zeus. So I've drawn out the kind of what I want in this piece of fabric, which is going to be the outer fabric, and then I was thinking of putting something like cotton or something as lining. And honestly, I was just gonna use a striped white and yellow cotton I have. This stuff, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use that because it matches the color scheme. It's not too hot because we do get rain in the summer, and if it rains in the summer, then it'd be kind of annoying to not be able to use this. And he's not really one of those dogs that like gets cold and needs to wear a coat kind of a thing. Anyhow, I have the main strip, and then I have a strip for like the chest area and one for the kind of under the arms area. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go like the full width of this or fold it in half. But I didn't want the plasticky material to be against his skin because I don't think that's going to be very comfortable. I'm still thinking about that. And essentially what I'm going to do is, I think they're called French seams, where you sew everything on the wrong side and then kind of turn it inside out. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. And then on the place where I'm going to leave an opening for the leash to go through, then I think I'm gonna do like a buttonhole stitch around that area to kind of make sure it doesn't fray, even though this plastic stuff's not gonna fray, but it'll just like look nice and finished, and it'll make the lining fabric not fray. Do you ever wear trousers and then remember from your knee pain that that's why you don't normally wear trousers? Yeah, that's me today. But look how cute they are. Anyway, let's get comfy. Okay, hi. So this is day, I don't know how many, of our little sewing project. So the thing I've decided to do after going through my footage and starting to edit it is that this is going to be super long. So I've decided to make it into two parts. Part one, which is this, is going to be Zeus's jacket, coat, raincoat, and then part two is going to be mine. And then there should be cute little photos of us together wearing cute outfits that match. So what I wanted to talk to you about right now, apart from this is going to be two parts and that this is the end of part one, is actually what Zeus's jacket looks like. So what happened, the last footage you saw was me finishing up like the jacket. But then obviously I went and fitted it on him and tried it on so that I could see if it worked fine, if there needed to be any adjustments. And there needed to be adjustments because obviously when you do math, when you are really foggy, it doesn't work out great. So basically I had made the jacket to the measurement and I had not added seam allowance, and I forgot about the fact that I wanted it to be a little bit longer so that it actually covers most of his body and not just like the back of him. So yeah, there was that. But then I ran out of battery and I was so in the zone that I didn't want to like wait until I had battery on my camera to film it. So I kind of just kept going. What I ended up doing was, first I tried to add a little like strip of fabric, like an extra one, to the jacket that I had to make it a little bit bigger. But that looked a lot like a skirt. It was adorable, and he definitely looked like a daisy because of the yellow of the fabric. Yeah, I wasn't really happy with that because that's not what the vision that I had, and it was like really, really girly. And I know he's a dog, but like also, yeah, it looked very much like a skirt, and it just wasn't looking the way I had pictured it. So I went back to my drafting table and I decided that I was going to use my first draft in my like mock-up effectively to make the actual final piece. So I used what I had made and then kind of drew out so that there would be the strip of fabric that I needed around the whole thing. So I went and made that. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough of that yellow striped fabric to finish the whole thing, so I had to, in the end, add this burgundy striped fabric, but I think it looks really cute at the same time. Like, I still think it looks good, so no harm done. And it's a little crinkly because of it was folded up in his things, but this is what the final product looks like. So this is the top. I made it considerably longer around the sides, so as you can see here, like, that's how long the first one was there, and that's how much, oh my god, that's how much I added around. I took the time to make it really symmetrical and stuff, so that's what it looks like. Here there's obviously an opening. I did a little buttonhole stitch so that we can hook him up to his harness when we actually take him out. And then this strip, which still has the yellow fabric, is for this area across his, like, beneath his neck, like across his chest, so that this doesn't move around too much, so it stays nice and fitted, but it doesn't, like, it's not tight on him. And then we have a little strip here with Velcro that hugs him around the kind of stomach area, and not only keeps this from going anywhere, but also because this is quite a thick strip, it also keeps that area dry, hopefully. We still haven't taken him out with this because it only started raining today, but today, this afternoon, we will take him out and he will be wearing this, and I will see how it works in the wild. I still haven't made the hood, so I probably need to get on that. But I also really want to get mine done so that I can actually wear it because it's raining and I don't have a raincoat. So that would be handy to have one. So yeah, this is the final finished thing. He was such a good sport when I asked him, like when I had him try it on a bunch of times. He kept, he would get up from his naps and like put it on and stuff. So it was very cute and very sweet. But he's very bummed out today about the rain, so aren't we all? I'm sorry that you didn't see all of the process of it because I ran out of, like I explained, I didn't do it all on camera. But honestly, this fabric is kind of annoying to work with, and yeah, it's weird because it's slippery and sticky at the same time. Like it sticks to itself kind of, but it's really slippery at the same time. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's not the best to work with. I think it's going to be particularly difficult to work with it for my raincoat. And I haven't even decided what lining I'm going to use for mine yet, which is potentially a problem. But I have settled on which buttons I'm going to use, so that's progress, I guess. Anyway, so that is it for this video of Zeus's little raincoat. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Part 2 is going to be coming. I'm not going to say next week because I don't know. It really depends on how much energy I have to actually get around to making it. That's it. That is it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave it a like and a comment and consider subscribing to my channel if you have not done that already. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.